The only time that there was any pushback and why I ended up leaving the military was not myself, really. It was the family dynamic. Uh, 19 days before Desert Storm kicked off, we had our first kid born. And my wife, obviously that's a very tough deal when you're over at Desert Storm for 7.5 months and you come back and you meet your 8-month-old kid. And my next duty station was going to be sending me to Korea. And that's 2 years in Korea and you cannot bring your family. So that was when it was either, stay married or get out of the military. I would have loved to stay in the military, but I know I would not be able to keep a family at that point in time. And, we're still married 33 years later. So never know how things would have worked out, but this was a good path. Almost 80% of the sergeants that I worked with were all divorced or on their second wife, or were bringing somebody back from one of their deployments. It did not work. I'm sorry, family and the military, more often than not, did not work. There's no way to sugarcoat that. And I knew that going in. And when I was looking for a girlfriend, I'll guarantee you one of the things that was preeminent in my mind was not to find a dependent who was dependent. Somebody who was always going to need you every second of the day. I was looking for a dependent who was independent, who had her own ability to take care of herself. And because I knew that I would be out in the field for weeks, months, deployed. And that's just very important. If you're going to pick a spouse in the military, you have to pick somebody with, guts and the ability to take care of everything. Every financial decision, everything. You can't be the type of person who says, I'm going to keep all the money, I'm going to make all the decisions, I'm going to do all the bills. No, you're gone. So my advice is make sure that if you're going to pick a partner, you pick a partner that has all of those abilities to keep the household going and that they are signed on everything. And in fact, this is kind of interesting. My wife and I were dating when I went to the 101st Airborne. And, I had, proposed to her, but then I found out I was going to Fort Hood for that 6 months with the 101st. And I'm like, well, I'm about to go to Fort Hood for 6 months. And, you had been planning on coming down here and we were going to buy a house and do some things, together because, we're going to get married in a period of time. And I'm like, well, something, we just need to get married right now so that you have all the access to everything on post and that you're a full level of spouse. And then we can plan the more Jewish wedding that you want back in Chicago. So we met with the chaplain on post and we got married on post. My parents came in, a couple of friends from the 101 Aviation were my best man. We just did a quickie marriage there and, she got like 8 months to plan the big wedding. But I wasn't going to leave her, in this limbo without having access to all the post activities and all the benefits of being a spouse and all that type of stuff. So got to make some decisions.